Have you ever had this feeling when the year is ending of not knowing what happened, what you did, or how you felt? You feel like there's a lot you did during the year or feel like you rushed to get things done, but yet everything seems kind of blurry and you cannot put the pieces together. This lack of clarity can affect cognitive function and hinder the integration of experiences into one's life narrative. In this situation, there also may be a lack of clarity regarding personal achievements and the pursuit of meaningful goals. And this can lead to a sense of aimlessness or unfulfillment. Having unprocessed feelings and a lack of emotional regulation can contribute to heightened stress and emotional distress. It can also lead to being less equipped to deal with stressors, potentially leading to increased stress and negative health outcomes, or maybe even a lack of awareness regarding personal growth opportunities. There is something that I haven't shared before in this channel, and as you may know, I focus on living an anti-cancer lifestyle, which is basically my meaning of living a healthy life, and this comes with having an anti-cancer mindset. And this mindset is based on positive thinking, having a mind-body connection, practicing self-awareness, observing yourself and others with compassion and without judgment, and trying to live as much as possible in the present moment. And practicing self-reflection regularly can be so beneficial for our health and help us with our awareness, mindfulness, and the ability to make positive lifestyle changes. For today's end of the year reflection, maybe you can create a quiet and focused environment. You can find a peaceful space where you won't be interrupted. You can use a journal, or if you prefer to use your laptop, to write down all your thoughts and reflections. And this will help you organize your thoughts and provide a record for future reference. And something that is really important for today's practice is for you to acknowledge both positive and negative experiences. Be honest with yourself. Honesty is crucial for personal growth. I think it's time to speak about the steps that you can do in order to practice self-reflection. And I would also like to talk a little bit about the health benefits. I will not dive very deep because if not, we will be sitting here forever, but just a little bit. So the first thing that I want to suggest is for you to take time to reflect on your emotions, to reflect on your thoughts, and to reflect on your experiences throughout this past year, 2023. You can try and identify some triggers, you can try and see what mistakes you think you made, what things you learned in order to improve, and anything regarding personal growth. This practice increases self-awareness. When you're doing this practice, when you're reflecting, you're engaging your brain's neural network regarding awareness. And what you get with this practice, with this self-reflection, is that you get to know yourself better and you get to understand your thought patterns. And this is really helpful at the time of knowing how to deal in certain situations and also how to treat yourself at certain times. The next thing in self-reflection is to practice gratitude and positivity. So try to focus on the positive things that happened during 2023, the positive things that 2023 gave you. Try to think what you're grateful for. Are you grateful for any achievements, for any special experiences? When you practice gratitude, and you reflect on the positive things that happened in your life, you're increasing serotonin and dopamine. And these neurotransmitters are associated with positive emotions and well-being. The next thing is to evaluate your goals. And many of you might have done this already during the life reset before 2024. But if not, or if you maybe struggled, I would suggest to try again. Not only try to identify what goals you achieved, but also try to identify what goals you didn't achieve. And try to assess why you achieved them and why you didn't achieve them, and try to compare and see what happened. Why ones you did and the other ones not. Is there a difference in the behavior? Is there a difference in the motivation? What happened? Why certain yes, why certain no? And then after that, I would try to really focus on the ones that I didn't achieve and really try to understand why I didn't achieve those goals. The reason why this exercise is so important, at least for me, is because when you're reflecting on the goals, you can get a release of dopamine and you can get really, really motivated. And this will help you to increase your motivation and increase the chances of you working on that goal again. Of course, I think it's really important to identify why that goal didn't work, if you're really aligned with that goal or you simply don't want to do that goal. But here it's really important, and I think I mentioned this in my reset video, is that you may think you are not aligned with that goal anymore just because you didn't do it. And maybe that could be true, but also maybe what happened is that you gave up on that goal. So identifying the why you didn't achieve one goal is really important, and really just like try to dive in really, really deep. Maybe you can ask yourself why you didn't achieve that goal and write a sentence. And to that sentence, ask again why and write the answer. And to that answer, ask again why. Try to go as deep as you can to try and identify the real reason why you didn't achieve a certain goal. And when you get to that point, you can really learn and know exactly what you can do next time. Another thing that I think it's really important at the time of self-reflection is to try and identify what gave you stress during the year, what gave you anxiety throughout the year. And once you identify what gave you stress and anxiety, try to remember how you coped or how you behaved in those situations. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because chronic stress can really dysregulate the HPA and can lead to an increased cortisol level. So reflecting on what gave you stress can really give you the opportunity of learn and be prepared in advance to be able to avoid the impact on these hormones. The next thing that I like to do on my self-reflection practice is to see how I wanted to grow and develop as a person at the beginning of the year, and if I managed to do that or not. Learning and growth development involve changes in the synaptic connections and neural circuits. And what this means is that the brain adapts by strengthening connections associated with new insights and new skills. You're essentially engaging in a form of experiential learning. So really try to see how you have grown as a person, what you have learned, and how you would like to continue developing. My final tip is that when you reflect on your feelings and your emotions, your thoughts, your experiences, try to do it from a point of non-judgment. Try not to judge yourself. Try to do this in a mindful way. Of course, this will not happen on one-day practice, but when you practice, maybe you don't want to do it on a daily basis, but when you practice this on, let's say, a regular basis, these mindful practices are associated with the brain's prefrontal cortex. And this means that you are working on enhancing your emotional well-being and resilience over time. This is the end of the video. I really hope that you like it. I really hope that it serves and it helps you to reflect on your year. And honestly, I really hope that this motivates you to practice self-reflection on a more regular basis rather than just one time at the end of the year, because it can be really hard to remember everything that happened in 12 months. It's a lot happened, and not only in a term of things that happened, but in a term of how we felt, our feelings, our emotions, how we dealt with things. It's really hard to try and remember absolutely everything that happened in a year. So self-reflection can really help, and yeah, I really hope that this is inspiration and motivation for you to practice it a little bit more in case you don't. So yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.